大家好，我係 CYC 社區青年中心嘅行政總監溫靜婷 Sarah， 好高興又可以同大家見面。經過咗2年嘅線上頒獎籌款宴會之後，我哋今年真係好開心，可以喺疫情緩和嘅情況底下，喺上星期3月18號晚，三藩市海悦酒店用小型聚會嘅形式，再次同社區嘅朋友相聚。而喺今晚嘅特輯裏邊，我哋亦會為大家帶嚟當晚活動嘅精彩片段。首先有請 CYC 董事局主席 January Mac 麥浩然致辭，正式打開我哋52週年慶典嘅序幕。
The past 2 years have been challenging, but those challenges have brought us together and made us even stronger. Together, we have touched the lives of even more youth across the city. We've kept the community safe when it needed us and broke new ground delivering services online with masks and with creativity during the toughest months of the COVID crisis. And speaking of groundbreakings, this past year, I was honored to stand shovel in hand with our Executive Director, Sarah Wan, and our many supporters, including Mayor London Breed, Assembly Member Phil Ting, and former Supervisor Sandy Liu Fewer, as construction began on the new Richmond Community Hub. And just as we broke ground in the Richmond, we also opened doors in Chinatown with the reopening of our branch office at the Willie Woo Woo Wong Playground and in our community hub in the Ingleside. We have centers all across the city, but it's our youth and this community that keeps us centered, able to weather crisis, make new connections, bring big dreams to life, and learn from the creativity and joy of the youth we serve every day. I can't wait for you to meet them. Thank you so much for joining us, and please enjoy the rest of the program.
CYC 得以服務社區長達半個世紀，實在離唔開社區各界嘅支持。今年我哋亦都想藉住呢一個機會，特別多謝4個一直以嚟支持 CYC 嘅贊助機構，佢哋包括 January Liu Foundation、Meta、Seal Family Charitable Fund 同埋 Virus Kids， 一齊嚟回顧一下當晚嘅情況啊！
Hey CYC family and CYC supporters, it's a privilege for the Jeremy Foundation to support and partner with the Community Youth Center. When we visited CYC Youth last spring, we were struck by the impact CYC was having in the community, from the in-person youth pods for the most vulnerable to the cross-racial street violence intervention programs to programs like Bayview Youth Advocates and everything that you guys are doing. Thank you CYC for the ways you wrap around for the vulnerable youth and families in our community. We celebrate CYC and its impact in developing the pipeline for empowered community leaders.
Hi everyone, my name is Thomas Leung with Meta. And we're so excited to support CYC tonight. And, every year we come here, we're so empowered by the stories that CYC shares with us. And we believe in CYC's mission for young people to explore their fullest potential. We did this when we were back in prison 2 years ago, and we brought CYC youth to our campus every year so that they could hear about career opportunities that their parents were never afforded. I certainly didn't know that I could be a CYC youth and then one day work at a tech company like Meta. So it really does make a difference from sitting in the back of this room as a CYC volunteer to one day working in one of these tech companies. So I'm really thankful for the opportunity CYC provides young people every single day. What they do changes the trajectory of young people's lives in generations to come. We're so thankful that CYC continues to do this work day in and day out throughout the pandemic. Thank you so much for all your support. And if you get a chance to check out the program book, it's our honor to support them during their groundbreaking. You'll see a photo of all of us during that groundbreaking event in the Richmond district as they expand their services throughout the city. Thank you again.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Frank Lee, and I am the CEO of Virus Geeks. I'm very happy to be a title sponsor of CYC's 52nd Annual Gala. COVID testing will continue to be vital in our communities, along with the other CDC guidelines. Like testing, CYC has been a constant force in Chinatown community, and I wish CYC continued success in all their endeavors. Have a great time tonight. I'll see you soon.
歡迎返嚟第2節嘅節目。過去2年嘅疫情唔單止改變咗我哋生活同埋學習嘅習慣，亦都為我哋嘅亞裔社區帶嚟咗唔同類型嘅問題，其中包括針對亞裔群體嘅暴力襲擊事件、商鋪被損毀、 學生遙距學習所面臨嘅種種問題同埋挑戰等等。面對呢啲困難 ，CYC 一直堅持企喺社區嘅最前線，作為民眾信賴嘅夥伴，幫助佢哋解決問題。喺以下呢個視頻當中，一齊嚟睇下過去呢一年，我哋社區經歷咗啲乜，獲得咗啲乜，又將會期待啲乜嘢。
This past year was one of hope, hardship, creativity, progress, and growth. Our youth grew stronger, our community grew stronger, and our commitment grew stronger. With your continued and generous support during this pivotal year, we have a lot to celebrate. As anti-Asian prejudice and violence rose during the COVID crisis, CYC continued to be at the forefront of keeping communities safe. Over the past year, our street outreach team made weekly rounds in diverse communities, including Visitation Valley, Portola, Tenderloin, Soma, Richmond, and Chinatown. We conducted trainings in personal safety and bystander intervention. We built alliances with other citywide partners to protect the API community against violence, racism, and xenophobia.
As a community outreach worker, I walked and outreach in different neighborhoods such as Soma or South of Market, Tenderloin, Chinatown, Richmond, and many other districts to personally check in with merchants, residents, community members, and CBOs. We also visit different middle schools and high schools to check in with the students and families. So we provide community empowerment training for everyone, from youth to families to seniors, where we teach them how to prevent themselves from becoming a victim in the streets and how to help someone who's in danger. Our topics include safety tips, where we remind them how to remain safe, whether they're at home, in their car, or traveling outside. So when outreaching to merchants, we want to get to know them, tell them about what we do for the community. We check in with them at least once a week, asking if they have experienced or heard of any crimes like vandalism, theft, or burglary. I think that what they value the most is not only we offer services and resources that they need at the moment, we also offer our presence as an ally to them, and that we're always one call away.
CYC also directly supported victims of hate crime and violence. We worked closely with these victims and their families and assisted them with navigating the legal process, connecting them to government and mental health services, and providing financial support during the healing process. CYC also provides support to businesses that were vandalized to help with repair costs. The community also rallied and showed their support like never before. We are deeply thankful for this outpouring of generous support from the fundraisers and creativity behind them. The community raised funds, raised spirits, and grew stronger in a time of need. Virtual learning during the pandemic created undue hardships for families who couldn't afford computers or access to the internet. So, CYC teamed up with the city to open up 2 learning hubs at the Ingleside Library and Willie Woo Woo Wong Playground Clubhouse. CYC coordinated with school teachers and offered in-person classes that prevent the most at-risk youth from falling behind. The Chinatown Hub provided extended learning opportunities for underserved youth throughout the summer, including academics, sports, enrichment activities, and educational field trips to the Oakland Zoo, Academy of Sciences, and a pottery making class. After a long time during the shutdown going within, this past year was all about opening up. For CYC, this included the reopening of the Willie Woo Woo Wong Playground in the heart of Chinatown. Through the playground's clubhouse, CYC began offering senior tablet and smartphone classes, a recreational area for table tennis, programming space for youth development, and a meeting location for local organizations. CYC also expanded services in the Richmond district and opened the Richmond Service Hub on Clement Street. At this location, families and youth in Richmond can get information about housing and transportation, Medi-Cal and CalFresh and food stamp services, safety workshops, and technology training. This year, CYC will continue to expand with a new office in the Excelsior district to offer similar services to that neighborhood. Every year at this gala, we look back, and every day throughout the year, we look forward. With you, we are looking forward to all that's ahead as we continue to serve youth and families throughout the city, making impact on the streets, at schools, in homes, online, and through our offices every day. We welcome that future, and together we will keep looking forward.
CYC 每年都會挑選一啲品學兼優，而且熱心參與社區事務嘅青少年，而且為佢哋頒發獎座，鼓勵佢哋繼續積極參與社區各項嘅事務。今年我哋有2位得獎者，分別係年度最傑出青少年獎嘅得主 Whitney Liu 同埋獲得咗社區服務獎嘅 Zoe Yi， 一齊嚟睇下佢哋嘅故事啊！
My name is Whitney Liu. I am 17 years old and I am currently a senior at Lowell High School. I applied for CYC's YAWAVE program during my junior year of high school where everything was entirely virtual. I had to push myself to do a lot of uncomfortable things during YAWAVE because prior to YAWAVE, I had never taken up speaking opportunities. I had never even worked with a group before. So being able to articulate my ideas and contribute to a group setting was super new to me. But even so, I was able to push myself past the discomfort, whether it was trying to speak up in front of everybody in the YAWAVE space or in community events. The most memorable moment I had with CYC was when I was invited to facilitate a workshop for another CYC program. But during the workshop, I had a fever, so I was really nervous. But I believed that I could do it well, even given the circumstance, so I finished it. It means that my intention of doing what I do has been recognized. I've always just done things with a genuine and pure intent of just doing it for myself. And sometimes you can kind of avoid public recognition or anything like that because in my mind, the only thing I'm working towards is improving myself and hopefully guiding others along the way. But being able to be recognized to this extent means that I have a lot more to offer than I initially believed.
My name is Zoe Yi. I go to Abraham Lincoln High School. I'm 17 years old. So me and my friends co-founded Let's Create Change Club at our high school. And we were really motivated by the fact that we were receiving unsatisfactory results from similar adult-led clubs at school. And we just thought that implementing a youth-led kind of program at school and a youth-led club would bridge that kind of gap and satisfy those wants that were previously not met. And I think it's really important to highlight that we started this club during the pandemic. So that became a really big problem and was at the forefront of everybody's minds. So all these other problems that were occurring in this world were being overshadowed by the pandemic. So we really wanted to highlight those kind of problems and opportunities for students that didn't really have to do with the pandemic. And that's why we were so motivated to bring in Alliance for Smiles so that we could create no-nos, which were arm splints for children recovering from cleft lip surgeries in third world countries. So we did that as a crafting activity during the pandemic. And right now we're engaging in a partnership with Gravity Water, and what they do is they implement clean water filtration systems at sister schools in other parts of the world. Being able to bring this project and being able to set up a donation page that is accessible by a QR code was really important to let students know at our school that they are capable of making a real impact. And for every $8 that are donated, a child gets clean water. And I just love seeing my students' faces when they realize that they're able to achieve this kind of change that they only see maybe like in the news. I'm grateful to have received this award.
上一節我哋帶大家認識咗兩位年紀輕輕，但係已經喺社區服務上面頗有成績嘅青少年。喺呢一節，我哋會帶大家認識今年年度最佳會友獎嘅得主 Dennis Chan， 以及年度最熱心參與家長獎嘅得主 Xiaoying Sharon。究竟係乜嘢原因令到 Dennis 畢業之後選擇返到 CYC 繼續服務青少年，而 Xiaoying 又成功改善家庭同親子關係嘅秘訣又係啲乜嘢？一齊嚟睇下佢哋點樣講啊！
I was a YC Youth for Community Engagement member. We were doing a lot of different community service, and as time went on, I took on more responsibility role. I became a leader, and that's the first time getting involved in the program. And I think about right after I graduated from college, I was reached out by Kaiser, who was the YCE coordinator at that time, who reached out to me, see if I'm interested in working in CYC as a YCE assistant program. So then that is when I get to come back to CYC to working as a staff, to working with youth. When it comes to being a staff in CYC, I think what I enjoyed the most is one, seeing the youth that I was working with to achieve their highest potential, to kind of guide them to develop them to become a leader in the community. It means a lot to me to be selected as the most inspirational alum youth. I was shocked. It was surreal to me when I first heard about the news, but I'm really extremely honored to be selected this award in this year. Even more meaningful to me because I know this year is the 50th year for YCE, so being a YCE youth alum and being selected as this award, it means a lot to me in terms of kind of tell others about all the work that I've done is pretty meaningful.
大家好，我係 Xiaoying Shu。咁我咧係有兩個小朋友啦。咁個仔咧已經係14歲，讀緊 middle school。咁個女係7歲，讀緊係1年級。我哋係2014年係移民過嚟美國嘅，差唔多都8年啦。我認識 CYC 大概係從個仔讀5年級嗰時候啦，咁就覺得佢學習上或者係生活上都會有變曳咗，咁係朋友介紹我認識 CYC 嘅。我參加咗 CYC 之後咧，其實係好大嘅作用啦。例如我對屋企我哋夫妻之間嘅關係啦，同埋小朋友嘅關係都有好大嘅受益啦。譬如講，當我遇到係啲問題嗰時咧，我識得先冷靜一下，咁個自我檢討咗先。有時細路仔做錯咗嘢啦，或者係有咩問題嗰時咧，我都會企喺佢哋個角度去諗一諗。首先非常感謝 CYC 頒發呢個最勵志嗰個家長獎俾我先啦。咁佢哋對我嘅認可，咁我意義就非常之重大啦。起碼我都會認為自己係一個合格嘅父母啦。咁我會繼續努力成為一個優秀嘅家長。
嚟到今年嘅最後兩個獎項，正如我哋一直以嚟所強調嘅 ，CYC 得以一直服務社區，除咗離唔開社區各界嘅支持之外，仲有唔同機構之間嘅合作。喺呢一個環節，我哋希望將時間留俾今年獲得 CYC 年度合作夥伴獎嘅兩間機構，佢哋分別係華美銀行 East West Bank 同埋 Kaiser Permanente。喺呢度，我亦都代表 CYC 再次多謝佢哋喺過去咁多年嚟對我哋嘅支持。
My name is Mary Tsui, VP and Business Relationship Manager of East West Bank. It is my honor to accept the CYC's Corporate Partner of the Year award on behalf of East West Bank. East West Bank was founded in 1973 to provide financial services to Asian Americans during a time when they were unable to open accounts or get loans from mainstream banks. Today, we are a full-service commercial bank with more than 120 locations in key cities in the US and China. East West Bank was named the #1 performing bank in the 50 billion and above assets category in 2021, and for having Best Board in Bank Directors 2022 Ranking Banking Study. The mission of supporting and uplifting underserved communities still hold true today for our bank and for our associates. Personally, CYC holds a very special place in my heart. When I was in high school, CYC helped place me in summer jobs through their job placement program. The experience that I've gained paved the way to where I am today. I have always wanted to contribute back to CYC. I have been a CYC board member for the past decades, reviewing financials, grants, fundraising efforts, annual events, and community programs, all of which I look forward to continue to do in the years to come. On behalf of East West Bank, thank you again, CYC, for the wonderful recognition.
Hi everybody, my name is Tarek Salaway. I happen to be the Senior Vice President Area Manager for Kaiser Permanente here in San Francisco. It's my pleasure to speak to you today about the wonderful partnership we have and the tremendous respect and adoration we have for the Community Youth Center of San Francisco. I want to recall some important parts of what Community Youth Center is all about and what that means for Kaiser Permanente. We know the mission statement is one that's really admirable, which is to encourage high-need young people to explore their full potential through academic, career, family, and community life. The reason why this is so important for us at Kaiser Permanente, because Kaiser was founded on a commitment to our community, and we live to ensure the health and well-being of our community, and that's really part of our mission for the last 75 plus years. Also part of our mission has always been to address disparity, social injustice, and how that impacts people's health and well-being. We have been leaders when it comes to addressing the needs of communities of color all throughout our history. Certainly one of the first organizations and medical organizations in the Bay Area to have integrated wards, no matter what hue, color, sex, or race. And we've been one of the first organizations to really make that front and center in everything we do and how we make our decisions in delivering care to our community. So one of the areas that we've been really pleased to partner with Community Youth Center on has been the recent grant that Kaiser Permanente sponsored. And the grant was really focused on promoting multiracial, multicultural, cross-cultural solidarity and fostering healing among and between communities of color. So between the Asian Pacific Islander community, the Latinx community, the African American community across the city, and really understanding how trauma has impacted all our communities and our relationships with one another. So on behalf of the leadership of Kaiser Permanente, it is a privilege for me to say thank you. Thank you for recognizing us for the spirit of community partnership and the award you're bestowing upon us, which is really a testament of all our folks on the front lines at Kaiser Permanente.
時間過得真係好快，一眨眼我哋節目又嚟到尾聲啦。大家啱啱都可以睇到，今年我哋嘅主題係 Growing Stronger, Growing Together， 意味住我哋一齊堅強，一起進步。疫情或者會帶俾我哋種種嘅不便同埋困難，但亦都令到我哋嘅社區更加團結，我哋嘅青少年同埋家長更加堅強，亦都令到我哋服務社區嘅心更加堅定。今年係我哋嘅52週年，喺未來嘅1年、5年、10年，甚至下一個50年，我哋都會堅持初心，繼續服務我哋社區嘅青少年同埋家長，以及商戶同埋有需要幫助嘅民眾。亦都希望電視機前面嘅你哋可以一如既往繼續支持我哋。喺呢度多謝大家收睇呢一期節目，我哋下年再見。
我咧就初就喺中國出生嘅，因為我做青年嗰時咧，同浮咗好多嗰啲 problem，所以咧我就覺得呢個機構咧就好嚟 support 嗰個中國青年嘅喺三藩市咧，真係做好多好嘅工作，同埋嗰啲青年做好嘅工作。
I'm so excited to be here after 2 years apart. It's so hard to communicate when you're on Zoom and you're only seeing everyone on tiles. Now it's so great to be back in person and get to see everyone smile in person. Tonight's event's amazing. We get to honor so many exceptional young people and alumni and companies that have done amazing work throughout the pandemic. We can't do this work without them. I mean, the work that they do day in, day out is tireless, and we finally get to thank them after all this time.
It is so great to see community. It's great to see people not on Zoom. It's great to be able to hug people. It's just wonderful. And I just have to thank so many people who kept everyone safe during this time period, from our doctors to our social workers to CYC and others, for us to come back and really build back better.
社區青年中心咧為我哋社區咧服務咁多年啦，咁喺尤其是喺過去嗰呢2年咧，呢個疫情當中咧，社區青年中心咧為我哋社區咧更加多嘅服務，唔單止我哋啲青少年啦，仲有好多唔同嘅家庭，仲有我哋嘅老人家，終於有個機會咧能夠慶祝社區青年中心為我哋社區嘅貢獻，咁所以好興奮嘅能夠大家喺今日一齊聚集，咁我哋好興奮咧，希望社區青年中心能夠喺翻烈士明區度因為其實一直以嚟佢哋都已經喺烈士明區度服務好耐，終於有機會有一個大型嘅社區中心可以更加服務更加多嘅我哋嘅社區，咁所以我係好興奮嘅。